All right, what is going on, everybody? This your boy Town Biz. So it's still not midnight just yet over here where I'm at. Maybe got a couple of minutes to spare before we hit midnight. But with that being said, let's talk about it. So they had the second of three press conferences they're gonna have for the upcoming fight that's gonna take place between Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. So it's September 13th, Las Vegas, Nevada, at Allegiant Stadium. If I'm not mistaken, tickets are on sale right now as we speak. I think if you had bought tickets for when it was originally scheduled to take place, September the 12th, they'll be honored. If you didn't get a refund, but I guess they worked out something with I guess they worked out something with UNLV because UNLV was set to have a game on the 13th of September. So with that being said, I guess something got worked out or whatever the case may be. So, um, all the hurdles, you know, all the hurdles are over with. All the hurdles that they had to go through to get the fight did is done. We have a date, we have a location, we have all that stuff. Now, of course, you're gonna have fans. You're gonna have Canelo fans, and then you're gonna have Terrence Crawford fans. But you notice this thing. Um, you just try to critique the fight, just break down the fight, and say who's gonna win, who you think gonna win, and then all of a sudden, then the insults come, the disrespect comes. You got people actually on here telling black fighters that they can't root for Terrence Crawford. Oh, if you root for Terrence Crawford, you're racist. I mean, what? Man, fuck y'all. And that's just real talk. Like, who are y'all to tell us who to root for? And you already know what group of people this is. They have last names like Sanchez and all that kind of stuff. I don't have to root for Canelo. If I want to root for Terrence Crawford because he's black, that's my God given right. It ain't nothing racist about it. The same way that you rooting for Canelo because he's Hispanic, then I get or Mexican. That's bigotry, tribalism, whatever you want to call it. It's some kind of ism. Like, let me explain something to you. Your opinion doesn't matter, especially not on my outlet. I don't play these games. If you want to go on those coon channels, those Sambo channels, and play that game, then take your ass over here. But you gonna get the real. I'm a black man, and I have the right for the root for people that look like me, and especially no outsider is gonna make me feel bad about it. And that's just real talk. So if you want to go on those platforms that say that it's wrong to have those type of views and stuff. But then the funny thing is, let's talk about remarks. All on the internet, I've been seeing remarks about, Canelo is gonna beat the Kuta Kente out of Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is hella dark. He's gonna beat the charcoal off of Terrence Crawford. Now that's the thing. Now, when you a brother that say, "Hey, what's up with this?" Then all of a sudden they want to talk this. Hey, man, ignore these people, man. Don't stoop to their level. Hey, don't come on here trying to, don't try to sing that song and dance that. How about if you a Hispanic? How about you go tell that to your people, to your kind? How about you tell them to stop with the race stuff? Don't come over here telling me to ignore them. They always try to pull that stuff or say you guys too emotional. Well, you showing how over emotional you are saying the remarks that you're making. All this stuff. Terrence Crawford go get like, man, get out of here. Oh, Terrence Crawford is gonna get beat like Martin Luther King or like, man, what? I'm giving you a warning, and this is real talk. If you come over here talking that stupid stuff to me, I will return fire. And it's not going to be pretty. I promise you. Oh, they always do that. It's okay as long as we don't say nothing back. Soon as we say something back, then they want to play victim. Oh man, this is not necessary, man. This is not necessary. You guys need to stop with this race bait. They the ones that's race baiting. I've seen quite a few comments where they made it about Terrence Crawford race. All we want to do is see a good fight. But then when black people point this out, then all of a sudden these people have a problem with it. And that's exactly why I ain't sitting up marching for nobody. I ain't sitting up protesting for nobody. And then at the same time, you have the audacity to sit up here and be sitting up questioning and wondering why black people are not marching and defending you against illegal immigrants being here. They turn everything. They the ones that make everything about race. I didn't bring up race. They brought up race. What you bringing up Martin Luther King for? Martin Luther King never did nothing or said anything bad about Hispanics. But they love to come on these type of platforms and tell us, don't stoop to their level. Nah, you tell them don't stoop to that level. Go check your people. Keep your people intact. Because I'm telling you, I'm going to return fire. I want one of y'all to come on here talking that stupid shit to me and see what happens. I'll double dare one of y'all to say something racist on my channel. I have no qualms about turning fire, but that's what I was known for anyway when I first got on here, because a lot of these dudes were sitting up here putting up with that crap. Sitting up here letting these non-blacks disrespect black people and black fighters. But then when I started to return fire, then all of a sudden they want to play victim. They want to say, oh, you don't have to go. I'm going that route. I'm keeping it $1.50. That's just real talk. You come on here talking that stupid stuff, it's going to be a problem. It is not, when I say it's not going to be pretty. I promise you that. Like I said before, these the same people that didn't say nothing about Ryan Garcia making his remark towards black people. They either was quiet or they had, Ryan's on drugs, so you got to understand, or the typical, hey, you black people are too emotional. You're all the ones too emotional. Hey, it's like this. If we too emotional about racial slurs, then y'all being too emotional about these deportation stuff. Get y'all asses back on those buses, planes, or however they sending y'all asses back if you ain't supposed to be here. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I sure did say it. And don't ask us to help. I ain't helping do shit. I ain't speaking on it. Y'all on your own. There ain't no black and brown alliance, and that's been proven time and time again. Since you want to sit up here and put watermelon emojis and fried chicken emojis and all that kind of stuff, okay, cool. Real talk. Now watch. So I don't want to hear nobody complaining. Oh, Town B. Oh, look at the stuff he's saying. Y'all don't never try to put y'all people in check, but y'all always coming on here trying to tell me to be the Negro whisperer for black people. I ain't telling black people shit. I knew this was going to happen. So don't ask me to be the Negro whisperer for black people. Since y'all want to put up those watermelon and fried chicken and all that stuff emojis, okay, cool. Don't come on my outlet asking me to speak on deportation or all that stuff or illegal immigrants. Like I said, if you ain't got the paperwork, if you here illegally, then if they catch you, that's your problem. This ain't black people's problem. Stay on your side. I don't want to hear nothing. And it's like this, and I mean everything I say too. Since y'all be on that type of time, I'm gonna be on that type of time too. That's real talk. Matter of fact, I didn't rewind it my clock. I didn't set it back an hour so I could have extra time to get it off. So try me. Try me. I double dare you to come on my platform talking that crazy racist stuff. I double dare you. Don't wait till till in the live stream. Don't start talking crazy on the replay. Come say something now. At the end of the day, it's just a damn fight. It's just a fight. It's just a fight, but y'all turned it into something more. Y'all the ones that y'all the ones that make it about tribalism, make it about race, talking about La Raza. Well, you know what? Well, I guess Black Power then. I guess it's gonna be La Raza versus Black Power versus Black Pride, because I damn sure got my pride and I believe in the power. So that's just real talk. All it had to be was just a fight. Who gonna win? Skill. Who has the best set of skill? And that's it. But you want to talk about skin color? You want to talk about you want to say Canelo gonna beat the black off of him? You talk about black people gonna be sad and crying? Well, first of all, at the end of the day, we ain't gonna be crying about nothing. You win some, you lose some. That's just real talk. If Bud loses, I'm still gonna roll with him. I'm not turning my back on Bud. At least he dared to be great. But you know that dare to be great, that terminology only exists for non-black fighters or non-black athletes. So it is what it is. If the truth hurts, you're gonna be in pain. You better go to Walgreens or something and get you some Robitussin or whatever. Oh, I forgot, Robitussin only cure everything with black people, but whatever you use, I'm just saying you about to be in pain. And when I say come September 13th, when I say I'm gonna be rooting harder than ever for Bud to win that fight, and that's just real talk. And then you got people putting out fake narratives talking about Bud look scared. Like, I can't believe that Garfield, the cat coke sniffing nigga, really actually used footage from Rocky 3 to say that, well, based off how Rocky was looking versus Mr. T, he was scared. Like, man, if you like, dude, but I understand. This is how these morons get these. This is how morons get these type of jobs. This is how they get jobs with Ring Magazine and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not going that route. I'm keeping it real, not trill. So, because I mean, it's just a fight. Yep, it's just a fight. Ain't no racial pride on the line, but that just goes to show you how jealous people are of black people and how people admire us from afar. They hate us and admire us from afar. Like I said, we wake up on everybody's mind. We wake up on white people's mind. We wake up on anybody that's non-black. We wake up on Tether's minds. We make the world go round. And that's real talk. Without black people, they really ain't no news, because we are the news. We make the news because we stay on everybody's mind, even coons. Why you think dudes like Jason Whitlock got such a big following? Because he knows he can build a fan base constantly putting down blacks. He knows that every white supremacist and every racist tap into him. But some have already came to the conclusion that he's fake, that he's faker than a $3 bill. But so that's just real talk. We wake up in the morning trying to get through our day, but everybody else wake up in the morning wondering about what we doing. Every group, every ethnic group you could think of always got something to say about black people, whether good, bad, semi-complimental, maybe a backhand, a backhand compliment, but we stay on everybody's mind. When I heard some dude, I went off on him talking about black people gonna be sad September 3rd. No, we not. If Bud loses, he's still gonna be our guy. Because here's the thing, though. Say what you want to say. Remember, Canelo suffered his first loss to a black guy. Canelo got the brakes beat off of him by Floyd Mayweather. That's just real talk. So we will always be able to hold that over your heads. Got beat to a pope. Got dominated. And that's real talk. He want to talk about running. Well, he ran into Floyd's fist all night. So remember that. Remember that. Just keeping it a buck. One second. No, I'm just keeping it a buck. While they sitting up here talking about that black people gonna be sad and crying about what? Crying about what? For those who don't know, Tuesday will be 2 weeks since I lost my mother. I lost my mother almost 2 weeks ago. So, with that being said, and I didn't even cry about the passing of my mother. So you think I'm gonna cry about Terrence Crawford losing a fight? No, that will be y'all. See, that's what you call reverse psychology. They know they world go in if Terrence Crawford beats Canelo. They know that'll be the end of their world if Canelo loses to another black man, especially one that went up basically 3 weight classes to fight him. See, no, they're gonna cry. Because at the end of the day, it's more pressure on Canelo to win that fight to Terrence Crawford. Canelo is the one who's been campaigning at 168 for X amount of years. Canelo's whole legacy is possibly at stake. If he loses to Terrence Crawford, yeah. When I say his stature is going to decline dramatically. But I'm gonna be honest with you. The thing is about Canelo. Yeah, Canelo didn't fought decent fighters. He didn't fought good fighters, but Canelo didn't fight the best guys out there. That's a lie. And my thing is with Canelo, let's just keep it a buck. Canelo hasn't had a knockout since Caleb Plant. He hasn't had a knockout since Caleb Plant. 2021 or something. 2021, 2020. Yeah, like 2021. That's the last time Canelo had a knockout. And then he talking about smaller rings and all that stuff. Okay, well, you had, I mean, for real, you had a ring the size of basically a Nike shoebox versus John Ryder, and you still couldn't get him out of there. Then you talking about this don't run stuff. What fight has Terrence Crawford ever ran in? And I don't blame Terrence Crawford for checking Turkey Al-Sheikh. Turkey Al-Sheikh basically saying, ain't nobody gonna tell me how to fight. You're not gonna tell me how to fight when you never put on a pair of gloves in your life. Like, dude, get out of here. It's easy for somebody to have a dictator mentality when they sit up here watching and spectating, but I guarantee you, I guarantee you, Turkey ain't never threw a punch in his life. And these people don't give a damn about the fans or none of that kind of stuff. And all that Tom and Jerry stuff that came somebody put that bug in his ear, and I have an idea who it is. So get out of here with that junk, man. And then and then another thing, yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Everybody want to talk about Bud and snack and all that kind of stuff. But never mind the people that are not black that use snack, because if I'm not mistaken, quite a few Robert Garcia fighters use snacks, but they're not being accused, but only the black fighters. Here's the thing: Terrence Crawford has never failed a drug test. Okay, but we know Canelo has, and we know at least 5 to 6 fighters that has ties or former ties with Eddie Reynoso has failed a drug test. Most recently, Jaime Mugia. I've been saying that about man. Bibble could have stopped Canelo if he really would have turned. If he would have, man, if he would have went balls to the wall, stepped on the gas, he could have stopped Canelo. And I said if they fought again, he was gonna stop Canelo. And then Canelo tries to attempt to drag him down to 168. Canelo ain't in no man. He ain't in no shape to be trying to sit up here and question somebody. Like I said, you got popped for clenbuterol, talking about it was the mystery meat you was eating those super burritos. All of a sudden, you the only one where the food got contaminated with clenbuterol. But everybody else that then went down to Mexico and ate those tacos, hey, they been cool. So who are you talking to, dude? So I'm just saying. I'm just saying it was those super burritos you was eat. Those super burritos. They was really super burritos. They was some real super burritos you was eating. Them super burritos, them enhanced tacos you was eating. It was you was on the sauce and you had the sauce. Yeah, I said it. That's my thing. No, I'm just saying. Like, where did this Canelo fought everybody stuff come from? Canelo's resume is okay, it's decent, but it has quite a few question marks around it. Like I said, you haven't had a knockout in a minute. You ain't had a knockout since you got caught. And since you took that bogus suspension, you couldn't knock out a past his prime Triple G. You couldn't knock out Charlo that you brought up to 168. You couldn't knock, I mean, come on. You couldn't do nothing with William Skull. You landed 56 punches in your last fight in a 12-round fight. But everybody talked about Devin Haney. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You landed 56 punches to William Skull's 55. That's a terrible outing. It's everybody else's fault why you can't. It's everybody else's fault why you can't do certain things. You've always had issues defending the jab. You can't stand fighters that jump in and out and that can punch from angles. You've always had certain type of issues. I mean, it's like this. You sitting up here talking about, oh, well, just stand still. Well, you might as well just replace a fighter with I mean, with a boxing bag. Might as well replace a fighter with a heavy bag. Since you don't want one of them to move. It's called a boxing ring for a reason. Where you supposed to use, however big the ring is, you supposed to use the ring. There's no rule that says, if that's the case, then they might as well just put a phone booth. They might as well literally put a phone booth in the ring and just tell Bud and Canelo to get in there and just start swinging. Turkey, I want a smaller ring. Like, bro, you had like I said, you had a smaller ring versus John Ryder, and you could knock him out. So that's what I'm saying. When was the last time you had a knockout, dude? He barely got past. Man, he barely got past. He barely got past Jacobs. All three of those scorecards had it 7-5, 7-5 for Canelo. All Jacobs had to do was secure one round. But then, behind the scenes, I was told something, but we not gonna, we not gonna discuss that. I was told something behind the scenes about what was up with the Daniel Jacobs fight and the Sergey Kovalov fight. But I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna keep that to myself. So it's. But we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone. I mean, the smart people know what up. The smart people know what's up. Look, I'm gonna make this very clear. Bill is my people, and so is Brian Norman Sr. They're my people, and that's just real. That's just real talk. I'm gonna have Brian Norman Sr. on here in a couple days, and Bernie the Boxer. That's my guy too. I was supposed to have Bernie the Boxer on here on Friday, but that's my bad because he called me and I didn't pick up. I think they was on that plane, but basically I'm gonna get Bernie the Boxer on here because Bernie the Boxer always comes on here. So yeah, we working on that. We go hard in the paint. But they waking a sleeping giant. Because one thing about Bud, he be motivated. When people didn't think he had a chance against Errol Spence, when Bud was getting all that hate, and unfortunately Bud was getting a lot of the hate from people that look just like him. But now all of a sudden, some of these people, we rolling with Bud. Well, okay, that's cool. But at the end of the day, some of the personal stuff that some of these Negroes said about Bud, that was uncalled for. You had took it too far. Well, here's the thing that bothered me, and I'm gonna just go on to say this. Blue Bud pointed it out too. It was Canelo and both Dana White. And if I was Bud, I would have yeah. And Dana White ain't got no business putting his hands on Terrence Crawford. He ain't got no business touching him. He ain't got, well, I mean, it's obvious who Dana White in all likelihood rooting for. Hey, listen. Let's get technical. I don't want to hear this shit about that's snitching because I'm gonna be honest with you. By their standards, even in the streets, it's okay for them to snitch on somebody that's not Hispanic. They said that themselves. So I don't have no problem. Hey, so we need to live by those rules. Once again, in their communities and by their street bylaws, it's okay for you if you want to snitch on a black dude. As long as you don't snitch on another Hispanic dude, then it's all good. So I feel like this. We should we should have those same policies, and that's just real talk. Why can't we live by those policies? Those are their policies. So I have not. And don't let them start offering money. So I'll make that very clear. I'm just telling you how they rules go. So since when did they inaugurate the 3-point shot in the NBA? What, 77, 78? Well, we gonna do the inaugural. Well, if you ain't black, I could be really mean. I could be really mean. I could be really mean. And I'm trying to be civil, but the stuff that I see today, I'm just keeping it 100. We can come up with a slogan: if your ass ain't black, we sending you back. Only FBA can stay. So I just keep coming with these catchphrases. I give y'all free quotes, catchphrases. I try to give y'all brothers and sisters catchphrases, the patent. I'll tell you. I'm telling you now, Bud win that fight. I'm talking about I'm talking about they gonna be on suicide watch. They're gonna be on suicide watch. That's real talk. But I do see some things that Bud could exploit. I don't think Canelo gonna be able to handle Bud's combination punching. And one thing Bud can fight, like if you try to cut off the ring, Bud can Bud know how to punch from angles, and Bud got long arms too. He might could set some traps for Canelo, like set him up to where he could hook Canelo. So I'm just saying, man, don't be surprised. Because the more, man, after I saw that William Skull fight, I got a little bit more comfortable and confident in Bud that he might could pull this off. Well, this is coming on Netflix, so I may go watch this at a bar. I don't know if I'm gonna throw a party or whatever. I don't even know if I'm gonna be there. So, you know, UFC, they have this policy. They want you to they want a whole portfolio. They want a whole portfolio so you can get into their fights. I'm talking about I'm serious. They want a portfolio. They want a resume, all that kind of stuff. But we'll see what happens. Well, Canelo himself admitted that he don't do nothing better than Bud. I mean, I'm gonna break down the fight as we get closer to the fight on how I think Bud can win the fight. I do think that he still is gonna have to pick his spots due to the fact Canelo is naturally bigger than him. But I do think Bud is gonna be really strong in that fight because Bud is strong as hell. I mean, I expect to hear every excuse in the book that Canelo was old, he had too many fights. I mean, if you look at his last performances, they're gonna use the same reasons why I'm explaining that Bud could win the fight is why Canelo lost the fight. They're gonna say, "Oh well, if you look at he hasn't had a knockout since the Caleb Plant fight, so he well, he ain't looked too good. I mean, he couldn't do anything with Triple G. He fought John Ryder. He couldn't get John Ryder out of there. He couldn't get Edgar Berlanga out of there. He couldn't get I promise you, I'm already prepared. This is what I do. I already know. I already know. if Canelo can't get past Terrence Crawford jabbing, and I'm wondering if Bud gonna fight Canelo orthodox or he gonna fight him southpaw. And I think that's another thing. I think Bud may confuse Canelo at times because I do think Bud should switch on Canelo. You have no idea what UFC is asking. They want a lot, but I'll see can I do it, but I won't be going there. I'll be sending Migs there. But we'll see, because I got a fight coming up. I'm gonna do a fight probably next month in New York, and that might be one of the top ranks last fights since they deal with ESPN and in August. That might be their very last broadcast. So we'll see. But yeah, as I conclude the video, just keep y'all heads up. All I'm gonna say is, if they say something disrespectful towards us, say something disrespectful towards them. We ain't got to watch our tongues. They don't watch their tongues. So why we got, like I said, why we always got to be passive? Why we always got to turn the other cheek? We the only ones that's told to turn the other cheek, while everybody else have the free range to say whatever the hell they want to say, and there's no consequences or repercussions. Well, it's gonna be consequences. Like I said, I'm like, I dare you. I double dare you. They ain't nowhere to be found. They listening to this stream. They gonna only start talking crazy, after I end the stream. I've been on here for almost 40 minutes. Where they at? Where they at? I'm like Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction, when he told dude, say what again? Say what again, motherfucker? I'll double dare you. Say what one more time. Come on, say something. Come on here. Come on here, make a watermelon or a fried chicken remark. See what the response gonna be. I double dare you. Come on. I double dare you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna respond to that goofball too. That was the most, dude, that was the most asinine remark I ever heard. Of course, you gonna start talking greasy when it's a bunch of ladies there. And then he gonna say, do something about it. I would have did something. Promise you that. Lame. And that's what I mean. These people I mean, they didn't have people that admitted out of their own community that they jealous of black people. I cannot help it if we are born with natural swag and a gift of gab. I cannot help it if we make everything cool. I cannot help it if we can turn our worst times into our best times. I cannot help it that we are the life of the party. I cannot help it. Whatever we do, they try to emulate it globally. I can't help it. I can't help it. That's not my fault. Oh, with Samuel, yeah. Oh yeah, Mexican OT is a cornball, a lame, rapping with a cowboy hat, some cowboy boots, and walking around with a chicken. Like, man, get out of here, dude. Talking that stuff. I'm mad at those black women for having him even on they platform. But Angela Yee, Angela Lee is more. She consider herself more Asian than she do black. If she could fit into the other space, but she knows she ain't gonna be accepted by the Asian community. She one of them people that's here, she here by default. But yeah, I wouldn't even have had that mark on here. I don't even understand. That's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. It's a debate on whether we should be saying it. But here's the thing, though. Even when we say it, we make it look so cool. We made it look so cool. We made it fashionable. That's what we do. We wing everything. And they cannot understand it because they don't have the creativity that we have. And the funny thing is about Mexicans, if they really did a history background search, they would see a lot of their culture really came from the motherland. Those ships landed in South America, and some of those people happened to migrate up to Mexico. They have whole areas in Mexico where it's nothing but black people. They have full-blown black districts in Mexico. I like to call them districts, where it's nothing but black people. They have whole areas. Since they want to get you know what I'm saying? Don't play with me. Oh, listen. I didn't condition myself not to even talk like that in front of them, because they already did proved over the years they ain't our allies. If they was our allies, how come in prison you not allowed to even talk to a black person? You not allowed to be in the same pod with them. You're not supposed to be in cells with them. You're not supposed to talk to them. And the thing is, they linked up with the neo-Nazi. They linked up with known hate groups. But there are so-called allies. There are so-called allies. And then they went to court. They went to court like in between the 20s and the 30s to be able to legally be able to be marked down that they white. And then here's the thing. Even in the Jim Crow days, they were allowed to eat in those white restaurants. They didn't tell them they couldn't come in. They were allowed to stay in those hotels, the best hotel. They were allowed to drink from the white-only water fountains. Nobody said shit to them. That was only for us. Man, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Man. Oh yeah, I went on his Instagram. I called him a retard. Just like I called him a retard, just like I called Quentin Rampage Jackson. I went to Quentin Rampage Jackson's Instagram and I called him a coon. And I told him I'll say it to his face for sitting up there defending Ryan Garcia. Bitch. Okay, so yeah, it makes okay. Now I understand. Well, I went to his Instagram and I said that you sound like a retard. How do you compare food to a racial slur? Well, it doesn't surprise me. Just like that cornball, just like I'm willing to bet you that cornball that was sitting up here saying that we obligated and talking about nobody's asking you to take a bullet. Well, if we go out there and the police start shooting, we gonna take a bullet. Wouldn't that be taking a bullet? We know how trigger happy the police get when it pertains to us. And when they see us, all it takes for us to say boo and they pulling out they service weapon and they firing a whole clip. So knock it off. Knock it off. Just keeping it real. I mean, so. But anyway, you guys, I got to get out of here. I got to get ready for work. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Being here. I got to get a few hours of sleep because I got to go to work in the morning. But appreciate y'all. I'm out.